Hi guys, this is Carol. I have not lost as many marbles as everybody thinks. I did a search on Google for cell phones that change apps because while I was uploading that video I just did, this is still the 14th, but I won't post this till tomorrow probably. While I was trying to post it, you can watch on it'll have a picture of the thumbnail they pick out, and you can watch the lines go across as it's uploading. It'll tell you how many more minutes. While that was uploading, now this is the only app I had open. It flipped over to YouTube 4 different times. And channels it was a video going. I didn't even have to choose a video I wanted to hear. I mean, it just flipped it over to YouTube and a video was running. Well, listen to this. This article was in USA Today. It was written by, I've got notes, Rob Pegoraro, a tech writer based out of Washington, D.C. If somebody's going to give you information, ask where they got it, because you always want to verify things for yourself if it's very important. Okay, this was in USA Today. I didn't write down the date. The title was, "A phone with a mind of its own may not be hacked or haunted." He talks about what a crazy cell phone can do. If the screen doesn't respond to a tap, check. Mine doesn't always respond to a tap. Bouncing from app to app, yes. Now this is scary. It can send text in your behalf. A while back, maybe 2 weeks ago, Brenda, do you remember this? Brenda, Maniac Grammy's Homestead. A couple of weeks ago, my granddaughter called me and she said, "You sent a group text to me," this is my 9-year-old granddaughter, "Brenda in Maine, and to somebody else." I forgot who that person was. And it had a video for them to watch, but the video wouldn't open. Everybody thought I just did that in my sleep, that I had been taking a nap, woke up and did that group text. I knew I did not. And it doesn't show up in my messages that they responded or anything. And Taylor did. There's no telling how many texts it's done for me. That's the only one somebody told me about. Anyway, back to the story. It's a common result of water or moisture getting in a display. It can also start if a phone isn't put together correctly, either at the factory or after it's been repaired. This one has not been repaired. It happens in cell phones and tablets. At the first sign of trouble, well, I'm a couple of weeks too late. Shut it down before the hyperactive digitizer can start calling or texting friends on your behalf. I knew I didn't send that group text because it was 3 people I wouldn't send the group text to. I forgot who the third one was. But you remember that, Brenda? You can try a factory reset, which I've already done. If that fails, you'll probably have to replace the digitizer, which usually means replacing the entire screen, since the digitizer and the LCD are generally built as an integrated assembly. To replace the digitizer requires serious technical skill. If it isn't done right, you can still wind up with a degraded digitizer. Well, I'm not going to take this to a repair shop and hope they know what to do and pay a lot of money, and I still have this digitizer that's gone crazy. If the digitizer on an old phone, he didn't say how old, starts to lose its mind, you are better off cutting your losses and getting a new phone. I know, at least my family thought I was just losing some more marbles when I was telling them, my phone's going from app to app. It's opening different things. Like, no, it's a problem with the digitizer. I just thought I'd share that with you in case you have received a text from me, because I have like 25 people in my contacts to call or text. I only know about that one with Brenda and Taylor and the third person. Oh, it was my caseworker. And I was glad that it picked that number because it's not a cell phone number. So she wouldn't have got the text. Anyway, that's the only text that somebody has told me about. I don't know if my phone has been sending texts to other people or calling them. I don't know what happens when it calls them and I'm not there to say anything. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to start shopping for a new phone and a new case. I'm relieved. I am so relieved to know that I have it in writing that it's the phone, not me losing the last couple of marbles I have. So there. So if your phone ever does anything crazy, he says shut it down immediately before it starts texting and calling for you. I'll attach something else to this tomorrow. Bye. Don't leave.
Thank you, Anonymous and Miss Linda, I think is her name. Lynn. For the gifts you sent us. Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys. I wasn't going to show them on a video anymore because there's weirdos out there, but they wanted to say thank you, guys.
Hey, I didn't want to be in the video. I wanted to be anonymous, like anonymous. I wanted to be anonymous, like anonymous.
This is normal life at Carol's house. And Toby wants to say thank you too. I'm just going to explain it. I don't ever want you guys to think that we're asking you to send us stuff. What I want from you is a thumbs up and a comment. If you just put a heart thing or say hi, anything. Because for YouTube, they will share my videos on more people's feed if I have a high rate of comments and
likes,
thumbs up, showing that I'm interacting with you, which is what I want to do is interact with you. Anyway, that's all I really want from you guys. I'm not asking for anything, but I'm going to explain. One of my subs who would like to remain anonymous sent us a gift card from Amazon and told us she would like us all to pick out, all of us, including the dogs, pick out something in order from her. So we all tried to stay right around $8 a piece. And one box is arriving today and one box tomorrow. So we will open those boxes so Miss Anonymous can see the kids open it. And then Miss Lynn made the ornaments that were heart-shaped.
And the cross.
And what? And the crosses, yes.
Take it off the wall.
Yeah, there it is. I honestly, let me stop. Let me explain. It's super hard for me to accept gifts. It always has been, because I can't reciprocate, and that's always been the case. A long time ago, like probably 30 years ago, I was talking to my minister about it, because at the church we were going to, we were amongst the poorest people, and so a lot of people tried to help me. I was a single mom, with 4 kids, and a lot of people were very kind to me. And I was talking to my minister about how hard it is for me to accept gifts or money or even acts of service. If they wanted to come paint my house and things like that. It's just extremely hard for me. And so I'm going to tell you what he told me. He said, it's in Acts. I don't remember what, 27:30 maybe. Anyway, in Acts, Christ says it's more blessed to give than to receive. And he said, do you believe that? And I said, of course I believe that. And he said, well, if somebody gets a blessing for giving, there has to be somebody on the receiving end. So if someone wants to do something for you, don't feel bad, just accept it, because if you don't, you're denying them a blessing that they would have received. So that's why I'm stuttering around. It's just hard for me. And I don't want anybody to think that I'm asking you to send us stuff, but I want to honor those people who have sent us stuff. So there. Now, on to my cell phone.
Would you go grab that one cell phone?
No, hang on. This is actually the 15th. I recorded the first part last night. I was so relieved to find out what was going on with my phone, because I know, nobody else uses my phone but me, and I would tell Casey, it's changing apps, it's doing this, it's doing that. And I know she thought,
hey, Grandma, did you tell them about the group chat?
Yes, I did tell them about the group text.
I haven't got any other messages from it.
Anyway, I'm so relieved to find out it's the phone, not me. And I am amazed that I had never heard of this before, because I went back and read that article again that I mentioned, it was in USA Today. That was back in 2015. For over 7 years, evidently, cell phones have been able to do this, and I had never heard of it. So if any of you have a cell phone that ever does things, the title was, your cell phone may not be hacked or haunted.
Haunted, yes.
Yes.
Your phone is not haunted.
That's what it was like somebody else was doing something.
It might possibly be hacked, but it's not haunted.
Anyway, in that article, it said at the first sign of any of these problems, it listed like my screen, and at certain places, if I touched it, it wouldn't realize I was touching it. I play Words with Friends a lot. When I play Words with Friends, sometimes I would tap on the play to play my word, and it would bring up some website, some cell phone, some YouTube channel that I had never even heard of. What are we doing?
Never mind.
Anyway, it said at the first sign of any of these problems to shut your phone off, because it can send texts and phone calls in your behalf.
And it's weird.
And if Taylor hadn't received that group text, I probably would have a hard time believing that. But
yeah, it was like out of like so many people.
Yeah, I have 25 people on my contact list.
It was one of them was me, a good subscriber of hers, and her doctor's office. All like a YouTube video that was unwatchable.
And it made the group text. I had never sent a group text to those people. But anyway, I'm going to try to get this finished. Anyway, today I'm going to do something about getting another phone. Casey's going to come over and do the talking on the phone for me, because I am hearing impaired and I can't hear on cell phones very well at all.
You can't hear in real life very well.
And so
that's the truth.
We're going to call around and see what we can find out, check prices. Last night I looked on Amazon and some other places, and I'm kind of leaning toward buying a refurbished phone from Amazon.
That sounds like a horrible idea, Grandma. Yeah, don't. You're already bad with phones.
I think that's a horrible idea.
That sounds like you're gonna get hacked.
Well, anyway, have any of you ever purchased a refurbished phone and how'd that go for you. If any of you have a particular cell phone you suggest I look at because you've had good luck with it, if you have any ideas about a less expensive phone, even if I had the money to buy an expensive phone, I would not, now knowing that every cell phone has this digitizer, and even if you have the most expensive phone, it can do this too. And then you're out of phone.
Grandma is really, really bad with phones. Her last phone went out because she spilled tea on it. The phone before that, she spilled Dr. Pepper on it. The phone before that,
throw up.
She barfed on it, and then water damage. So
this one, water damage too.
This one, I've never thrown up or spilled Dr. Pepper on it. It's never been damp. Okay, guys, turn it off. We're gonna go and find me a phone. Bye. Red's turning it off.